Hi, we're Gippsland Jersey. We're based in Jindivick and we've just launched a new brand of milk that is called Gippsland Jersey, which is farmer owned. So in the height of the dairy crisis, you'll be aware through all the media that's happened that the dairy farmers are getting paid really badly.
Yeah, look, most farmers are probably getting paid, for every litre of milk they produce, they're probably losing between 5 and 10 cents a litre, which is pretty significant. So look, I guess we've made a choice to buck the trend and try to take a bit of control of that, and so that's how Gippsland Jersey has been launched.
So Gippsland Jersey is all about the farmer being paid a fair price at the farm gate, and we're hoping that we will have massive support from the people that will support and buy our milk, so that we can then bring on more farmers into Gippsland Jersey so that they too can be paid a fair price at the farm gate.
We're not here about trying to solve the dairy crisis. We can't do that. We can't pay off farmers' debts and their big mortgages, but we can do little things that will make a big difference to people's lives, and hopefully create circuit breakers that will just help farmers to be able to help their mental health and their well-being, and to add some positivity.
This week it is actually World Mental Health Week. So part of the reason that Gippsland Jersey started is because it's a honour project for my dad, who also suffered from mental health. So we're not that organised.
No, that's it, we're not. So some of the things that are important to our brand is obviously the mental health. So we've sort of done a bit of first aid training recently around mental health, and it's such an eye-opener to understand a little bit about how that works within the industry. And the other thing, like we mentioned, was about it's about being kind and being generous back to our farming community.
Hang on a second.
So obviously the dairy crisis hit. We'd been having discussions with Sallie before that, but everything with Sallie's family was a bit raw with her dad and whatever. I actually work out in the industry as well, representing farmers for one of the milk companies. And when the dairy crisis hit, to be honest, it was all too much for me. I had 65 farmers I was looking after. Their heads were imploding. My own was from my own farm. And then Sallie sent me a text message after all the discussions we've had saying, let's do this. I probably wouldn't be standing here if she didn't do that.
So Erica and I, when the dairy crisis did hit, Erica and I hosted a dairy farmers panel where we just at the front of the fountain room here, and Bridget from ABC Gippsland came and hosted a dairy farming panel where they talked about their mental health and their financial situation, and because the outpour of love towards dairy farmers, especially on social media, which has changed the game, people just wanting to know what milk they can buy that is Gippsland farmer owned, and so yeah, we were amazed at how much support we got.
And so Sallie been on holidays for a couple of weeks, and she come back on the weekend or something, and we had a quick conversation on the Sunday night, and I said, Sal, Monday or whatever day it was, there's one day this week I'm just so busy with work, I cannot do anything on that day. And I got probably 10 missed calls from her within about 20 minutes. I thought something's obviously going on, so I got out of my meetings and I rang her back, and she said, Channel 9 are on the way up. They're coming up, they're there in an hour at the farm, you've got to be there. I told you I can't. Just tell them to back off. Like, if they're that desperate, they'll come back.
And I'm like, Steve, you don't say no to Channel 9.
That's one of my lessons I've learned.
Yeah, so that totally changed us. We went from no one knowing about us to, so much power in media and social media. One of the hits we put up got ridiculous amounts of shares and comments, and it changed us, and it totally launched us. So we thought, this is happening. We set a date. It was in 2 weeks after that. We didn't have a contract. We just made it happen. So we could go on and talk about our story for hours, but I'm just giving you a very quick snapshot. So to the launch, we launched at the Warrigal Farmers Market, and the farmers markets are amazing places for brands to actually be a launching pad. So we're pretty rapt that we could do that in our hometown, and we've had so much support. I think we sold about 2,000 litres of milk on that day, people lining up down the road just to buy it. That was only, 3.5 weeks ago.
So on that day, we asked the public to be our sales team. There's Sallie and myself. I've got 3 young kids with my wife Beck. She's got 3 young kids. Most of them still aren't even in school yet.
Debunk that we're not married.
Yeah, that's it. But look, we can't do it all by ourselves. So we actually wanted, with the social media and with people out there, just to go and plug our milk for us. Like we're in such a unique space. Timing couldn't have been more impeccable, even though we didn't plan it that way. And it's just, and the people doing it, it's amazing. So.
The problem we've got is that we've got about 150 people on a database that people have given us the names of shops that will stock us, but we just haven't gotten around to making that happen. So we're just pretty under the pump with lots of opportunities and amazing, things that we can be involved in. It's just finding the time to figure out what we can and can't do.
So the last slide, I think, is where to from now. It was funny, on Friday last week, we got a call from Woolworths. And they said, congratulations, we're stocking in 46 shops in 2 weeks' time. And we're still in shock, but we actually just said to them, no, you can't. We're not ready, we're not up to that. We're 3.5 weeks into a business that's just blowing our minds. And we're just sort of trying to just be as level-headed as possible. But we don't know where it is. Probably the cows know where we're going next, but we know.
But in order for us to bring on more farmers into Gippsland Jersey, we do need the volume. It's a volume game. So, we don't know.
So look, these are some of the challenges we've got to work through as we go along. 80% of the people shop in the 3 big supermarkets. So we're only tapping into 20% of the market. We, like Sallie said, we want to bring other farmers on board to pay them well and to be able to give back to the community. So we'll see where it all lands. Thank you.